I remember the day she told me, like the day we all found out, I just hugged my dad and cried, bawled my eyes out and told him this isn't you, you didn't do this.
People that molest children are just disgusting. It's the lowest form of life there is in my book.
Leroy is a kind-hearted, biggest-hearted person you know. He'd give you the shirt off his back. He would do anything for you.
And my father was accused of touching a 4-year-old girl, and at the time I was 14 years old.
I was running a daycare. Next thing I know, I get a phone call from the cops saying that I have to have my husband down to the precinct for an investigation.
I ended up confessing because I was confused. Confused, hung over, didn't know what was going on, what this man was talking to me about, or any of it.
When my mom explained that to me, I was crushed because I didn't think my father was that type of person. I still don't think he's that type of person.
When I found out what he was accused of, it destroyed me. When you know deep down inside that it's not possible, especially when you've been married for 20 years.
I lived my life for my wife and kids.
I went straight to my daughter to make sure that he didn't do it to her. I went to her friends, anybody that was in contact with the daycare. And they all told me the same thing. That no, he didn't touch him. He's a good person. He's not a child molester. That's the farthest thing from his mind is to touch a child.
My dad was in jail for 299 days, and it was hard because he had raised me when I was little. At first, I was like, when is he coming home? When is he coming home? I just want him home. And then when he got home, I found out I couldn't see him because he was a registered sex offender.
We couldn't live together. We had to pay 2 separate rents, 2 cable bills, light bills, 2 everything. They made me have to choose to be with my daughter or to be with my husband. And of course, as a mother, I had to take care of my daughter.
I called the Steve Wilkos show because I knew, I watch him every day, daily, that he is the only man that could really help me in this situation.
My dad was labeled as a sex offender, and he shouldn't be labeled as this if he didn't do it.
Even though he's served his time, we still have to go through registration 4 times a year. We still get the ridicule of him being a sexually dangerous person, which he's not.
And my dad was all over the news. This case was all over the news, and it was embarrassing because he's not that type of person. He wouldn't do this.
Never in my life have I ever touched a child in any wrong way, shape, or form.
I don't believe it for a minute that he did. There's no possible way. Because if he, like I said, if he did it, why didn't he touch other children? It's ruined my life, my daughter's life, his life. It's not fair. I lost my daycare. I lost all friends. I have no friends. Because they don't want no part of me. Because I'm supporting him. But I have to support him. That was in my marriage vow. Better or worst. And this is the worst.
And I'm here to get my name cleared.
You're here to clear your name.
Clear my name and
Because even though you were charged, get your life back.
Get my life back.
But you were charged and you served 299 days in prison, right?
Yes, sir.
And this was a child at your wife's daycare, right?
Right.
Before this lie detector test you did for us, did you take one before?
Yes, sir.
And how did that one come out?
Truthful.
Truth, that you told the truth?
Truthful.
So when you go to court and a judge goes, how do you plead? What did you plead?
Not guilty.
Well then, how the hell did they convict you?
You're just as good as mine, sir. Like I said.
So you're saying you didn't confess?
No. No, I did not.
So now you're in jail. You're in there for almost a year. You come out, now you're a registered sex offender for the rest of your life.
Rest of my natural born life.
And your wife had to move away from you.
Yeah.
Your daughter had to move away from you because once you get out of jail, you're a registered sex offender. Your wife had to make a choice. And, you know, she picked the right one because she has to raise her child. Right. He says that, you know, you had the child care facility in your house. You get a call out of the blue from the police. He goes down to the station. He says he never confessed. How the hell did this all come about if he didn't do anything?
Your guess is as good as mine. It's, you know.
What do you have any theory at all?
No, sir.
I mean, you're just
know.
running a business, you're happily married, you got a daughter, and then next thing you know, he's spending 300 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
But he goes to court, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you in the courtroom at the time?
Yes, sir.
He pleads not guilty?
Yes, sir.
And who finds him guilty, a jury or a judge?
The judge.
The judge found him guilty and slaps him with, you know, a year in jail or 300 days. What was running through your mind when your husband's convicted of child molestation?
A lot. I actually went to the point of filing for divorce because I didn't know. I didn't know until after the lie detector
Are you guys
test.
divorced now?
No, sir.
Did you go through the divorce?
No, sir.
Was he around the kids in the daycare?
Yes.
So he
It
was
was
around
in home. It was in my home.
Were you always there?
Yes.
When this happened, I was so young. I didn't understand everything that was going on. And now that I'm older, it's just like, I want to find out the truth. Like, I believe deep in my heart that he didn't do this.
Right.
Like, that's what I want to believe, and that's what I want to stick with. And seeing everything that my mom had to go through with not knowing and being confused and having to worry about me, like, it's just...
Losing her business?
Yeah, she lost everything. We lost everything.
As a child, and this is a very highly publicized case in your community, you're going to school.
Yep.
You know, I'm sure kids were not very nice to you, knowing that your father was accused of such a crime.
At the time, it didn't seem like they knew. And if they did, they didn't say anything. Like, I never got bullied for it or anything. Like, they barely ever said anything to me.
Okay, well,
But,
that's
like,
good.
as far as, like, my family members, they were like, well, he did it, so, like, why are you dealing with this?
Leroy came here and took a lie detector test, and we asked him, regarding your daughter, Ashley, did you ever engage in any sexual physical contact with her? You answered no. Did you ever have any sexual physical contact with any of the other children who were at your wife's daycare center? You answered no. Did you ever have sexual contact with the child in question? You answered no. Did you ever expose your private parts to the child in question? You answered no. The results came back the same to each question. And they came back that Leroy told the truth.
This is why we stood by you. We always knew that you didn't do this.
We never believed you did it, honey.
It was hard, but we got it.
It's been the longest years of my life.
You know what, this may be a case of the little girl might have been molested, but certainly not by you.
That's right.
I can't imagine going to prison for a crime I didn't commit. The agony that you must feel trapped behind bars when you're totally innocent.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Oh yeah, it did
And,
right
and,
there.
it, and it happened to you.
That's right.
And you lost a year of your
I
life.
lost everything.
Your wife lost her business.
We lost it all.
Well, and nothing is going to make up that time.
No.
And you got robbed. You really did. You got robbed of a big chunk of your life.
More than robbed.
Yeah. But I hope that appearing on the show, that when you go back home, you can hold your head high and say, you know what, I think I've done everything to prove that I didn't do this. And I hope that maybe somebody watching out there that has the power to help within your legal system back in Michigan can help you and maybe get your record expunged. I wish you all the luck in the world.